antiquitous. And that's how the aliens built the pyramids. It's all connected, people! Yeah, get him!
What the? Install driver now?
Lock of the week always lands.
What's up, boys? How the hell are we? What is up, Alex? The mighty Alex, the first one in. How are you, brother? What is up, Eric? Good to see you, man. I hope you are well. The shirt is on. I am wearing a shirt today. Good news. Good news. I am wearing a shirt today. In fact, I can confirm I've had a shirt on all day. All day. I went to the gym with a shirt on. I went to work with a shirt on. I've had a shirt on all bloody day, boys. So good news. How are you, Jim? Good to see you. What's the lock of the week, Jimmy? How are you? Get deleted, Khabib. Get deleted, Khabib. How are you? Get deleted, Khabib. Hey, man. Sorry for not being around much. That's all right. Get deleted, Khabib. I'm not really sure who you are, mate, to be honest, but no, thank God that you're here. I was thinking about retiring from MMA YouTube, because Just Get Deleted Khabib wasn't around much anymore. I was like, why am I even bothering doing this anymore? You've been in hospital for a few weeks, you had a car accident. Well, don't let your wife drive. Yeah, women shouldn't be given driver's license, they shouldn't be driving, so that's what you get for allowing your wife to drive, mate. How are you, Alex? Longer intro. The intro is always 3 minutes and 7 seconds long. How are you, Johnny? Good to see you, mate. What is up, Better MMA? Good to see you, brother. I'm doing good, bro. How are you? What is up, El Captain Rafolo? How are you, mate? You were on my mind today as I was filming today's video. My ears. What's up, Noob Cake? How are you? How are you, Loyalty Business? What's up, Moody Wizard? What's with the audio? I don't know. What's wrong with the audio? Everything's redlining? Everything is redlining. You're assaulting my ears. You need an audio engineer. What is happening? Why is the microphone maxing out? I can see that. I can see the microphone is just redlining out. Why is the microphone on 300%? Who the hell did that? That's very strange. Shouldn't be doing that. Hello! How's this? This should be better. This should be better. This is better. Microphone, advanced audio properties. Microphone. Now it's down to 100%. I have no idea why the microphone was so cranked up. Loudness maxing. Yeah, I know this is beginner level. That's better. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. My ears are getting 50, 45. So, raw. Sorry, guys. My membership milestone didn't go through. It will. Dougie ear grape. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. I have no idea. I didn't change the microphone set. It still seems to be redlining a bit. I wonder if there was an OBS update. Hang on a second. Let me tone it down a little bit. It still seems to be redlining just a touch here. 80%. Alright, that should be better. There we go. That's not redlining as much. There we are. Sorry, guys. How many jumping jacks did you do at the gym? I don't do jumping jacks at the gym. I lift weights. Alright, I lift weights. I'm a man with testosterone. Please like the stream. Sorry about assaulting your eardrums, everyone. Please do like the stream. That would be great if you were to like the stream. That would be awesome. That would help me so much. If you did like the stream, I'm sorry about that. I said it at the start of the stream, there's always next month. Oh, no, your membership milestone at the very start of the stream. There it is, 7 months. 7 months. Well, thank you for being here for 7 months. I really appreciate that so much, Justin Kennedy. It's crazy. It feels like you're one of the OGs. Maybe you didn't get a membership straight away, but thank you for being here at least 7 months, man. Thank you so much, dude. Sounds like you're talking into a potato. Yeah, it did sound weird, didn't it? It should be cleared up now, right? It should be cleared up now. I like lifting. I don't like the gym, though. Well, you have to go to the gym. You have a penis, so you must go to the gym. How are you, Yuri? Good to see you, mate. I hope you're well. Alex, welcome to 19 months. Absolutely mogging Eric at a pathetic 15 months. Imagine only being around for 15 months. You absolutely mogged him. Feel the glory through me. Watch this, bruh. I know. Eric comes in with a mogged and gets mogged himself. YouTube is holding a white boy down. I mean, they do tend to do that. They do tend to do that. I want to get a home gym. I used to have a home gym. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. Double mogging. I know Alex is the one mogging everyone. We've got a lot to talk about today, don't we, chat? In the YouTube, not YouTube. That's this. We're on YouTube. We got a lot to talk about in the MMA space today, boys. We got Gene Silva has said he is going to be injecting himself into the title picture. I think Gene Silva believes that he is telling the truth, but I have a different take on it from what you might have seen on Twitter today. We have got Movsar Evloev very clearly being on steroids. You can see injection marks all over his abdominal region. Sam Patterson news as well. Surprising and shocking Sam Patterson news. And Robert Whittaker's next fight. So, plenty to talk about on today's stream. Lots of stuff to cover. I bought these things. It's called the Perfect Push-Up. I've seen them. I like them. My gym has them. They're really good. They look like the kind of things like glaziers use. Not women. A glazier, like men who install glass. I understand. A glazier could be your woman. No, I'm talking about what glaziers use. They're like screw-on caps. They go on the ground and they lift off the ground, and you can actually put your hands around it, and you can set it up anywhere, and it gives you a much deeper push-up without also ruining your wrists. Yeah, I've seen them, Johnny. They're really, really good. Late as usual. Well, thank you, number one, for giving me my N-word pass, my black friend BBC Junior. But I don't need the N-word pass from you. I say it all day anyway, mate. But thank you for giving me the N-word pass. And I'm not late. It is 4 o'clock in Melbourne. I finish work around 2:30, 3:30. I drive home. I have a protein shake. I jump on the stream. I'm on perfect time, to be honest. I think you guys just forgot because I was in my down season, the start of the year for plasterers, which is a finishing trade. The start of the year is very quiet for plasterers. So just because I had some time off at the start of the year doesn't mean that that was all of a sudden my new schedule. This is generally when I go live for the entire year. It's okay, I've been here since the beginning. I just reset my membership to give everyone else a chance. I mean, you might have, Eric. You might have. You have many, many different personalities. I sometimes think you're BBC Junior, mate. Whittaker, no, you've spelt that wrong. Whittaker has got a W at the front of it, not an S at the front of it there, actually, Justin Kennedy. The type of guy to get chinned by Rakic. He's not going to get chinned by Rakic. We will be chinning Rakic. The Austrian, I'm on the internet. Soy. The Austrian soy is the word that I want to use there, not the other word. Grown man talking about I'm talking about glaziers, mate. Glaziers. Eric is unmoggable. Eric, I'm unmoggable. You are unmoggable, Justin Kennedy. Did our girlfriend tamper with the audio? No, there was a OBS update. I don't know why it would have changed the microphone settings. Yesterday I was on the Hilltop Gaming, and I use Prism for that. I don't use OBS, so I keep my two profiles completely separate. I've literally changed nothing about the microphone settings. Must have been an update. Well, it doesn't matter. It's fixed now. You can all hear me better. Everything's good. There's nothing to stress about. We're here. We're streaming, we've got news, there's great UFC news to talk about. UFC is alive again, we're finally out of the first quarter, right when I started pushing BKFC. I've gone too far to back down now. I need to keep pushing BKFC, even though MMA is rolling again. But that is alright, People forget, man, Bruce Lee invented the push-up based off an Indian exercise. I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure we've had push-ups and chin-ups and dips like since the Greeks discovered athleticism. I I don't think that's true at all. Man, Rakic would eat Whittaker alive. No, he wouldn't, Junior. Not even close, mate. No way Gene is getting the title shot. Shouldn't trust a crazy person. Yeah, we will. We'll look at what Gene Silva has said, and then I'll break it down a little bit to what I think is going on there. Simply kudos. I have a theory, a mad theory, a game theory, if you will. I've been around since May of last year. I don't know how long that is, 10 months. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You guys are the establishment now. There's really no one left from the original Dougie's Corner crew. People don't listen to streamers that long. They sort of hear all their takes and then bounce out. I think from the original streaming setup, the original boys that I had, it's just Cheddarhead, Western Mass Climber. Pabro pops in every now and then during the streams. And that's it. That's everyone from when I started. Tony F1 MMA pops in during the streams as well. They're my original core 5 people. 5 people. I went from having no one to having 5 people. And also yesterday on the gaming channel, towards the end of the stream, we had some newbies jump in. People that are not part of our YouTube, our MMA channel here on Dougie's Corner. So it's weird seeing a second audience start to bubble over there at that other channel. Be right back. Gonna go have sex. Good, Eric. Enjoy it. Enjoy the sex, mate. How are you, Super Shotgun? Good to see you. Well. We got DJ Dougie today. No, I'm not allowing the plastic of the headphones to seep into my skin and turn me gay. I'm avoiding it, mate.
Why are you gay? You are gay.
Bruce Lee invented the one-finger push-up, you casual. He might have invented that one, but not the push-up. Greeks versus Romans, who you got? Well, we had that, and the Romans won. Like, we know who wins that. It's the Romans. The Romans conquered Greece, so it's... You don't even need to ask that question. We know that. Whittaker is in Kevin Holland territory. No, he isn't. No, he isn't. He's moving up, and he's going to dominate. In fact, we did a video on this not too long ago. We did a video on this about Robert Whittaker moving up to light heavyweight, what kind of matches he would get, how many he could win. I think I had him beating 6 out of the top 10, which is pretty good. Bruce Lee invented Dougie. That is true. Bruce Lee's my dad. Bruce Lee's my dad. That's why I got along in Vietnam so well. You know, I felt my spiritual calling when I went back to Asia, mate. Nacho is a fake OG. I've been here since the genesis of this channel. You definitely haven't, BBC Junior. I ain't going anywhere because I will mog the top 10 soon. Picks this week. Picks that... Should we get into the Sam Patterson news? I kind of want to wait until Nacho gets here before we get into the Sam Patterson news. Because we do have some Sam Patterson news, which I think you guys are going to find very interesting. I know people in the Discord have been talking about picking Sam Patterson. And I have to say, this latest update that I saw on Twitter today is making me feel like I might pick Sam Patterson tomorrow as well. Greeks mogged the Romans, but they did. I mean, they literally didn't. Like, Rome conquered Greece. Don't forget, 80-year-old who comes in to roast you every now and then. The elusive Tommy. Tommy. Maybe we'll see Tommy at the next pay-per-view. If Rob doesn't fight Rakic, I think he'll fight Volkanovski and will actually die. Well, I think Robert Whittaker... Yeah, let's do this. Let's transition over to this. Let me bring it up for a nice, clean transition. Let's transition over to this. Let's talk about Robert Whittaker first, shall we? Where's my boy Robert Whittaker? There's my boy Robert Whittaker. Right, let's talk about this. Robert Whittaker says that he has got a fight booked in at light heavyweight in July. Let's talk about this first, man. Brad Pitt, let me read everyone's chat. Sorry, you're going too fast for me, chat. Robert Whittaker doesn't fight Rakic. I think he'll fight Volkanovski. I think Robert Whittaker will be fighting Khalil Roundtree for his first fight up at light heavyweight. And the reason I think that is because Khalil Roundtree has been in training camp. Has been in training with Khamzat Chimaev. So Khalil is healthy and ready to go. Obviously, it's more like a pre-training camp because he's just helping Khamzat Chimaev. But yeah, I think we're going to see Robert Whittaker versus Khalil Roundtree, Alex. Chew you, Doug. What's up, Parkour MMA? You Aussie mutt. Why do I have to be a mutt? Why, mate? Why do I have to be a mutt? What have you been gaming? Well, brother, let me tell you. I've been trying to play fun games, but I've been forced to play Five Nights at Freddy's because Eric has been graping me over on the other channel, mate. Brad Pitt whooped Bruce Lee. It's true, I saw it. What is the Sam Patterson news? We'll get to that, Jim. Let's just wait till Nacho gets here, brother. People forget, man. Rob lost to a completely gassed RDR. Okay. No, all right, listen. RDR cheated in that fight. Robert Whittaker and RDR were having a very competitive fight. It all came down to the 5th round, and RDR held on to Robbie's gloves to stop him from getting up and being able to handle the grappling, all right? So that's the only reason that Robert Whittaker lost that fight, mate. Greece self-destructed after the Peloponnesian War. The Romans were in the right place at the right time. You could say that about any circumstance. The point is, the champ lost the belt and the new champ reigned supreme. That's just what happened. You know, I'm the biggest Patterson supporter. I know you are, Jim. Imagine news about the great Sam Patterson. You've got a crafty side. You've come to the crafty side now. I have moved over to the crafty side. Thoughts on Parry Punch? I don't know who Parry Punch is, mate. Who is that? What's going on with that? Volk versus Gene Silva is dumb. It is Owen MMA, but I think I know why the UFC are moving the chess pieces I think I know why the UFC are moving the pieces on the chessboard into this direction. Absolutely saved that. Like the stream, guys. 25 people here. Please like the stream. I'm picking 74.2 over the past 5 cards. That's really good, Justin Kennedy. We check out the UFC roster watch tracker every Monday, and anything over 65% is phenomenal. Anything over 70%, you're actually a fucking MMA genius. Quitica, Gritica, no Hardica. Okay. I should start timing people out. Simply kudos, Justin Kennedy, Alex. You should all be timed out. You should all be timed out for this. Roundtree would kill him. No, I think Robert Whittaker can handle him. Can't get a Winnaker. Can't get a Winnaker. Oh, can't get a Winnaker. No. How are you? It's Madinga. What's up, MMA Master? Good to see you, man. For some reason, Robert Whittaker's face is annoying to me. I always pick against him. Oh, really? Even when he was the middleweight champion of the world, huh? I haven't forgot about Outlast Dougie. It is still waiting for you. Also, if you like Five Nights at Freddy's, I don't. You got to play Nun Massacre so we can all laugh at you screaming. Yeah, no, I don't like horror games, but Eric has donated a lot of money for me to play them. Also, I've been patiently waiting for you, Super Shotgun. I went live yesterday on the channel, and then the next time you rock up to the Hilltop Gaming channel, we will be playing Outlast. I'm literally being a good mate and waiting for you. What did you do to your mic? It sounds like you're streaming from Wixon's basement. Is it really that bad still? What has happened? Let me listen to the microphone. Oh no, I'm turning gay. I've got the headphones on. Advanced audio properties. Monitor and output. Okay. I get very confused when I listen to myself. Oh. Has it got an echo on it? What happened to the mic settings? Has it got an echo on it? That's the gain. Oh, that's not good. No, that's not good. Okay, how does that sound? That sounds cleaner. Maybe I bumped it. Maybe I bumped it when I was moving around. 1, 2. Okay. That sounds cleaner. That sounds way... Interesting. Alright, let me read the chats. Where am I up to? Doing Adelaide. For some reason, Whittaker's... We did that one. So we're cope maxing. I've never coped about Rob Whittaker at all, actually. That's better. Still sounds hollow compared to normal. Yeah, well, I gotta put this back on it, because this is my little pop thing. So that's my sock that goes on it, and that should sound cleaner. Alright, cool. My last picks can't get any worse than last week, so that's a positive. Dude, I think out of 14 fights on one card, you might have had the worst picks that we've ever seen. You got 6 right out of 14. I'd love to go back and check everybody's picks. I think that might have been the worst night of picks for anyone, MMA Master. I feel free speech was still a thing, you bastard. It is! I live in Australia, so... I can't do free speech. And if I can't do free speech, none of you can have free speech. Okay? And that no tearing down Robert the Great Whittaker, one of the greatest middleweights of all time. Maybe the fourth best middleweight of all time. I think Whittaker could beat Anthony Smith if he came out of retirement. Whittaker can beat a lot of people, mate. 6 people out of the top 10 of the light heavyweight division. Dougie destroyed his $200 microphone in 2 months. I might have. Average age of the next flick card is 40 years old. Okay, so it sounds like the microphone is working for everyone. Good. Let me turn off being able to hear myself in the background because I do truly hate listening to myself. All right, cool. Where am I up to? Whittaker, I'm an Aussie. I thought some sort of insult would be a gentleman's entrance. Yeah, no, you are right. I mean, Parker, you should see what happens most days on this channel. I get absolutely torn to shreds by everyone on this channel, so that's totally okay, mate. Dougie Mike got wet after his OnlyFans stream. Wasn't an OnlyFans stream, alright? Sounds like you're streaming from the top. We did that. We fixed that. Is anyone else lagging? I can't control that. Dougie blew out the mic streaming yesterday. I could have done that, but today's video seemed to have sounded okay. Today's video sounded perfect when I listened back to it and edited it. Nothing has changed since then. Did you put a condom on the microphone? It's a dirty sock, actually. It's a dirty sock. Alright, the average age of the next flick card. 40 years old. Yes, very old. Very, very old. It's a whole bunch of ex-MMA unks. We know this, Shotgun. Did a single other person in here pick Bellato? I've never been more proud of a perfect pick. No one's picking Bellato. Like, no one is going to be picking... Wait, no! Sorry, I'm thinking about tomorrow's picks. No one else picked Bellato. No one saw that coming. No one saw that coming at all, Justin Kennedy. What's up, Gable? How are you, man? What's up, dude? How are you? This is supposed to take over the UFC. I don't think anyone's suggesting that this is going to take over the UFC, Shotgun. I think people are just suggesting that the Netflix card is what MMA needs to have some competition for the UFC. The UFC used to be known as like the biggest events in MMA. Now the UFC is going to be known for just putting out the most content over everyone and having like 4 really good events per year. Whereas MVP can become like the biggest event of the year. Which I don't think that's happened to the UFC since the Pride days. Like, Pride would have the biggest event of the year, and UFC would put out a lot of, like, content for the Western audiences. But we might be seeing a changing of the guard, where UFC is no longer putting out the biggest event every single year. Thoughts on Mexican martial arts podcast with MMA hosts? Haven't seen it. Don't know what to tell you, loyalty business. Haven't seen it. You realize Gina's last fight was closer to UFC 1 than today? Yes, I know. I understand that, Super Shotgun. I never said that it's going to take over the UFC. Never said that at all, mate. I said it's going to be good to see a good, healthy competitor in the MMA space. Completely different, mate. Completely different. Whittaker may hurt his jaw. Whittaker may hurt his jaw at 205. He did, but he's rebuilt it. He's come back stronger and thicker since then. Grow a Whittaker goatee if he wins? No, I like my beard, thank you. Dougie's got thick skin. I have very, very thick skin. Too thick, in fact. I need to start shredding. How are you, Gable? What's up with you, man? I'm an oracle. You are Justin Kennedy. To be able to pick Bellato, actually insane. Crafty picks are not how you get into the top 10. I think they are, because you can't pick only favorites. You need to pick some underdogs on the card. It's just which underdogs. I like to pick mostly the favorites and then go for no more than 2 underdogs. Who do you think will win, Kevin Vallejos or Steve Garcia? I'm a big Steve Garcia fan, but that fight scares me, brother. That fight scares me. The Netflix cards are coming, the second coming of the GFL. Yes, essentially, it's everything the GFL wanted to be. I can't stand looking at Ronda's face. Neither can I. It's weird how ugly she looks these days. Like, very blocky. She's got a very block head. I've literally seen people saying the Netflix card is better than the White House card, and the White House card is mid as fuck, but the Netflix card is filled with geriatric. Yeah, I think there's like a bit of debate here. Me and Nacho were having this debate as well. Is the White House card a better card than the Netflix card? Yes, it is. Do I think the Netflix card is going to have more eyes on it, more views, than the White House card? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I think more people are going to watch the Netflix card rather than the White House card. Gina looks thick compared to Rousey. Gina does look nice and thick compared to Ronda Rousey, doesn't he? What's up, T995? How are you, man? Look, Quitter Boy's back. The Aspinall of MMA YouTube is back. Literally make MMA content every single day. Don't miss a day, even when I'm on holiday. I'm probably the hardest working MMA YouTuber in the scene. The UFC is the highest level of competition though, right? Like anyone from any other organization would get beaten up by a UFC guy. Who wants to tell her? Francis Ngannou is the lineal UFC heavyweight champion, Noob Cake. Francis Ngannou is the lineal UFC heavyweight champion. So generally, yes, the UFC has the best competition. But in this case, it's a maybe. It really is a maybe. Like Francis Ngannou versus Tom Aspinall, it's a very solid maybe. I bet Gina Carano is a crafty vet. I bet she knows how to handle herself. Dougie really thinks Ngannou fighting a can, Florida man fighting a jiu-jitsu player's corpse, and a women's fight are better than the White House guard. I never said that. That's completely different. I've never said that, not even once. How are you, Mitch? Good to see you, man. Why are we doing the American flag, Mitch? You're Canadian and I'm Australian. What's with the American flag? Unless their name is Paul Hughes. Yes, opens Google. Noobcake has no idea what is going on. I got a very weird amount of women's MMA fights correct, strictly based on the size of their traps. I mean, that's a good way of picking it. You generally just pick which one looks more masculine. That's the one that's going to win. I just looked at the rankings and there's literally no one for Khalil to fight. Might as well take on a former champ. That's why I think it is going to be Robert Whittaker versus Khalil Roundtree as well, Mitch. Mike Perry is retarded? Yes, but most cage fighters are. Steve Garcia is going to finish Lopez in the second round. Ooh, big call. Big call, big call. Lopez is notoriously hard to finish, although Lopez doesn't move his head. He only keeps it on a straight line, so I don't mind that call. How did you guys like the fight breakdown video today? I haven't done a fight breakdown video in nearly since UFC. It's been a very long time since I've done a fight breakdown video. It might have been since UFC 300 was the last time I did a fight breakdown video. How did you guys enjoy the breakdown today? Woodley and Rocco will be on the Netflix card. I can guarantee that. I believe that, base retard. Yeah, I could see them being on it. It's like a perfect card for them, man. Noob, watch Anthony Smith fights the least amount of violent. Don't watch Anthony Smith fights, Noob Cake. It's a waste of time. Retard maxing with that take. What was the take, Alex? I've said a lot of take. Is it the more people will watch the Netflix card? Is that the one that I'm retard maxing with? I just know Philip versus Francis will be leagues better than Ronda versus Coriano. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Ronda versus Gina Carano. It's going to be slop. They're 40-year-old women. Ronda doesn't know how to box. Gina doesn't know anything about jiu-jitsu. It's going to be slop. Not going to lie, I want to see Kevin Vallejo's kid get flattened just because of how annoying everyone's hyping him up to be. You want to see everyone get flattened, T995. It's kind of your thing. Your endearing thing is seeing everybody get absolutely flatlined, man. More people do know who Ronda is. Yes, I agree. More people know who Ronda is. And also it's on Netflix. You know, people don't even bother clicking onto lineal television anymore. No one will come close to the UFC business-wise in the foreseeable future. I agree. I agree with that. Yes, the UFC is the dominant business of MMA. Everyone knows Carano from Star Wars. Yes, that is true. Yeah, that is true. The UFC couldn't keep Tuffer because of his skills. He was just too good. Justin Tuffer was just too good to watch in the UFC. Mitch is a poser. Mitch is taking that American valor right now. Tom Aspinall, wanna be us Americans. So what is up with Kayla Harrison? She got her neck cut off. No, she had to have neck surgery. She had to have emergency life-saving neck surgery. So she is obviously healing from that before she takes on Amanda Nunes. Bedtime has copied all of my picks. The bastard. I'll get on him right away. Don't worry, thank God, mate Rocket. Thank God. I was going to say tonight, you know what, we're just going to have a quick 10-minute stream. I can't do it. But now that you're here, mate Rocket, it's all good. Bob Sapp versus Akabino drew 53 million views in Japan. Also, last MMA fight to guess the most views was Tank Ammett versus James Thompson. That was the most watched MMA event in history until Kane versus JDS won. Well, thank you for the history lesson that literally nobody asked about Super Shotgun and doesn't have any reference to anything. I'm talking about this year. Which one is going to get more eyes on it? The White House card or the Netflix card? And I think the Netflix card is going to get more eyes on it. If we want to go there, GSP is the lineal welterweight champion and the lineal middleweight champion. That's true. That's very true. They need to get GSP on the Netflix card. You think Ronda versus Gina will get more views than the biggest MMA event in the history at the US Capitol? Yeah, I do, Alex. I do. UFC was on lineal television last week. It got about 2.5, 3 million views. Their first event at Paramount, the biggest event they've done so far at Paramount, got 5 million views. When it was on at Fox, it got 3 million views. When it was on ABC, it got 2.5 million views. So the numbers for the UFC seem to teeter around
5 to 8 million views. Now, Netflix, they get 100 million views for their boxing events. Their lowest one that they did for the boxing event was the women's boxing event. I don't remember the names of the two women who were boxing, but it was their third fight together. It was meant to be like the most hyped up women's boxing event there ever was. That got 6 million views. So originally I did think that the Netflix card wouldn't get as many views as the White House card. But now that they've added Francis Ngannou to it, and they've added Nate Diaz and Mike Perry to it, now I do think that is enough to push the casual audience towards it. So I do think more people, more casuals, are going to be watching the Netflix card rather than the Paramount CBS. Even if it is on CBS, Dana White says it's going to be on Paramount Plus. I do think more people have Netflix and are more interested in Nate Diaz than what is going to be happening over at the White House. America, because we're riding with Sean Strickland. That's why you got the American flag, because of the Sean Strickland thing. Paku wishes he was an Aussie. No, Paku's an Aussie. I can tell. I can recognize real, game recognize game. Frothing with the new thumbnails in the videos. So that's good. I'm happy you guys like them, boys. I'm happy you guys like them. Yeah, it was good to do a bit of a fight breakdown. Nice little change. I put your videos on whenever I'm cleaning my house. Well, you know, you can have a shower and clean your holes, and then get out of the shower and clean your house. So you can do both. You can do both. You're Dougie Maxing right now. I am. You know what? I am Dougie Maxing right now. I'm peak Dougie right now. Rhonda boxes like a crackhead that just got caught stealing Jolly Ranchers from the gas station. True. And she gets slept like one too. She can't breathe. That was it. That was too far. I apologize for that one. That one was too far. Shouldn't have done that. That was, you know, laughing at George Floyd. Rest in peace, George Floyd. 3 years sober. Ronda boxed like a crackhead that just got caught. I've read that one. Diaz versus Perry is pretty cool, actually. I know, the casuals are absolutely going to love it. I want to pick Garcia, but I was watching the highlights and he was getting chinned by some bum and panic shooting takedowns to stay alive. That's the thing, right? Like, I think it might be a step up too soon for Steve Garcia, and I really like Steve Garcia, but that one does worry me as well. Kayla definitely uses a steel cap. Oh, 100%. In fact, I believe she uses it inverted. So whenever there's any wrestling going on, the edge of the cup is rubbing against her mount. She enjoys it. Vividly imagine Kayla Harrison's turtle heading what? No, I don't want to do that. No, that's disgusting. Kayla Harrison is Hamzat Maxing? No, she had her neck cut off. How much of a confidence knocker is it if you get battered by Bobby Green after 2022? You might as well just hand in your papers. You might as well just go, Dana, Hunter, I thought I had it. I don't have it. I'm getting battered by Bobby Green. I don't have it. Peak fame Rousey was massive, but now she's basically a mid-level WWE star. Yes, exactly right. Whereas there is still a fanatical Nate Diaz fan base, and Mike Perry's going to sell the fight. That's going to be awesome. People will be interested to see Francis Ngannou again, now that it's not behind a $60 pay-per-view wall with ESPN on in the middle of the day. It's on a prime time in Netflix. I do think the Netflix cards is really stacking up to do more numbers than the UFC White House card. W Shotgun, Doug is just on his period. I haven't even crashed out. I'm in a good mood. We're knocking out Hamzat Chimaev, land Sean on the number 2 in the pound for pound spot. Alex Pereira, Islam Makhachev, Piotr Jan. It'll skyrocket him. I love how Super Shotgun has all this historical information about MMA stored in his brain. It's so good, Noob Cake. It's so good whenever he just regurgitates it all over the stream and gets locked in on one small detail. It's just the best. GSP is also the lineal lightweight champion too. I don't think he is. Is he? How so? How? Obviously, Netflix will get more views, but I've seen people saying it's actually a better card. Obviously, we'll watch it, but it's a freak show. Yeah, no, we agree, Shotgun. Yeah. Like, it's a freak show. It's not a better quality of card, but yeah, it's going to get more views. Super Shotgun is the Just Bleed guy. He is the fabled Just Bleed guy, alive in our very own live streams, mate. I want to see Raul Rosas Jr. versus Peyton Talbot. That'd be a good matchup. How good has Peyton Talbot's grappling really gotten? Pretty good. You know, he out-grappled Henry Cejudo, was laughing at him. Yeah, that's not a bad matchup. I just had a shit of biblical proportions. Good, Justin Kennedy. You're now feeling empty and released and happy to get on with the stream. Don't forget about Mick Parkin is on both the card. Well, then it's going to be the biggest card ever. Netflix's view botting confirmed. Probably. I mean, they just report their own views. You can't check it. Oh, I'm so tired today. Speak a little Chinese for him. Durka. How many Brits quit like Aspinall this weekend? Oh, the amount of Brits that are going to quit. I hope Blinky doesn't get poked in the eye. He's already obviously got big problems. So I hope no one pokes Blinky in the eye. I think it's going to be interesting to see how many conservative Republicans tune into the White House card that have otherwise never watched a UFC event. Could be tens of millions. That's true, right? Like half of the United States voted for Donald Trump, so there are obviously a lot of conservative fans out there. Yeah, I wonder how many of them are going to tune in. That's a good point. Pfizer versus Izzy. Who you got? Pfizer always wins. Always wins. Joe Pyfer versus Izzy. I'm leaning Joe Pyfer. Do you think Movzar beats Murphy? I think he destroys Lorraine Murphy. Yeah, I think Movzar Evloev is the lock here. Yeah. Kimbo Slice versus James Thompson did 7.28 million views on CBS. It was the most watched MMA fight in America until Kane versus JDS. Thank you again, Shotgun. I appreciate that. Yeah, 7 million. So, if you go by just who watches on lineal free-to-air television, UFC viewership has steadily gone down and down and down since the Zuffa era was really peaking, which is an interesting little tidbit, right? Super Shotgun must be Shotgun's a casual. He doesn't even pay attention to the sport anymore. Doesn't even pay attention. Literally all the fighters, except the co-main and main event, didn't know they were on the White House card. I don't blame them, to be honest, BBC Junior, because they would have ruined the announcement. Fighters can't be trusted with anything. Gene Silva is being flown out to London for reasons that I'll get into when we get into it. And he's already going around on Twitter saying he's the next event against Alexander Volkanovski. Not true, but this is just how fighters are. The amount of times I have to pretend like I don't hear certain things. What did I say? I don't even know what I said. It just rolls off the tongue so easily. Okay. Why does UFC pressure fighters with these fights? To keep the divisions moving and the organization moving. Has anyone mentioned the migrant MVP violated 25 or more British white girls? They did. It's a documented police case. They all must be deported. Thank you, Micah, for that. Appreciate that, mate, as I try to get out of my shadow banning. Thank you for reminding us about MVP's dad and his assaults. The RLE Act would prevent the UFC from doing this sudden fight announcements shenanigans, and we would also never see as many fights as we do. The RLE Act is terrible and would be terrible for the UFC. It happens countless times to Costa, making it seem like he was ducking. Good, get the fighters in there moving. They don't fight as often as they should, as it is. People don't realize how washed Nate is going to look. He already looked like a husk of himself against an equally washed Tony Ferguson, and that was 4 years ago. Imagine how washed he will look now. Yeah, but he's in there against Mike Perry. And Mike Perry is used to very fast 2-minute rounds, and also Mike Perry has gassed himself up as well. Like, he has put on heaps of muscle and blown himself up as well. So it's going to be a slugfest, I reckon, Shotgun, because they're both going to be slappy. Catch up, by the way, I'm not that far behind. Hamzat's stand-up is getting better. He will KO Sean Strickland. I don't think he'll KO Sean Strickland, but I do think he'll stand with him for sure, man. Especially when we know it won't take it seriously and it'll just be cashing in a check. Well, yeah, there is that. Good point. But, Mike Perry's already started poking the bear of Nate Diaz. Ilya would beat the current Nate Diaz. Yes, Yuri. Yes, he would. GSP is the lineal lightweight champion as he beat BJ Penn when he had the belt. Wasn't that at 170, though? That was at 170, so obviously the lightweight belt wasn't on the line. Super Shotgun goes from rage-baiting Dougie to dropping history lessons. It's the fun thing that he likes to do. Dougie, big news. Before I go broke, like Jock, fuck on this. I don't know what that says, Crisp. I'm going to check my local community college to see if there is an MMA appreciation course taught by Professor Shotgun. It's on every night here on YouTube. MMA appreciation led by Shotgun. I want to see Movzar versus Waldo Ortiz Acosta. That would be a battering of epic fucking proportions. You just want to see Waldo Ortiz Acosta Raja all over him, mate. Ilya beats any version of Nate Diaz, including the gun-wielding one. No, the gun-wielding one obviously goes to shoot Ilya Topuria and then decides that he can't be bothered because that's not a real street fight. And then Ilya Topuria ends up just chinning him. So you know what, Simply Kudos, you're right. You're right. Ilya Topuria does beat up any version of Nate Diaz. Have you seen how juiced Movzar is looking for this fight? I did. Super Shotgun. That was the other thing that we're going to get into. Let's have a look at Movzar Evloev. Let's have a look at all the steroids all over his body. Look at this kid's stomach. Look at his stomach. Look at the injection point, the injection point, the injection point, the injection point, the injection point. the injection point. The bloke has just been blasting himself full of PEDs. Blasting himself full of PEDs, I have seen. White House has to be bigger. They're having 80,000 live viewers. Yeah, but they're there for free, Meat Rocket. Where am I up to? Pabro is not the same person as Pablo. Please stop confusing them. No, I will not. Mobzar is going to blanket the shit out of Laurent Murphy, bro. I think he will, dude. I've also been here since I was begging for anyone to watch me. How are you, Paul? Good to see you, mate. Is there a BBC senior? Well, he went out for cigarettes and no one ever saw him again. Black dads don't stay at home. Ah, what a classic joke. I'm 25 minutes behind. That's on you, Eric. I picked Laurent Murphy, bro, just out of spite. That's insane, Chris. Why would you do that? What is going on with Gene Silva? We'll get to that loyalty business. We will get to that. Eric, did you use Dougie as your vagina? All right. I barely joined. Restart the hour and 30, please and thank you. No, Chino, no. We are already 40 minutes in. Oh my God, how the time flies. When you're having fun, chat, we won't even have time to get to our news. We also have to consider these stats are live viewers. Conor vs. Khabib has hundreds of millions of views across the various UFC YouTube channels and 27 million views in Russia live. But that was because they were bringing all of Russia with them. There are no Russians on the UFC White House. There are no Russians on the UFC White House card. So you don't get that entire Russian audience. Perry literally has no defense. He walks forward and death punches. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Diaz versus Perry will definitely be a banger. Yes, I think it's going to be a fun fight. Nate doesn't like touch butt in the park. It's true, man. It's true. I really hope Ronda loses just so we get to hear her cringe-ass response and cope. Yeah, that would be funny. You know, no one believed in me and I was getting concussions and I wanted to prove to myself. Dougie, big news. Farigo broke like Jock. I don't know what that says, Crisps. You've written it twice. Nate robbed Masvidal in their boxing match. I agree. I thought that was a robbery as well. Ilya beats the current version of Nick Diaz. I know. I agree. Even in the first pick, he was clearly juiced, but now it's just next level. Yeah, the juicing on Mobzar is insane. It really is, man. His wife has that youthful energy. Because she's a child. Those aren't injection points, but he is on PEDs, though. The bumps on his skin is when you get crazy lean. I've had them, too. I have been crazy lean, and I didn't have any bumps on my skin when I was that lean. Don't they all get tested for steroids? Oh, noob cake, my sweet summer child. He lives in the mountains of southeastern Russia, where it's very hard to get testers out there from a team that has had 7 athletes all pop for steroids. So, They get tested, but you know, haven't you noticed, Noob Cake, with the UFC, we play it pretty fast and loose here. By the way, he's on roids. He's just a genetic specimen. Of course, yes, of course, he's not on roids. Yes, of course not. Russians don't roid. The Olympic Commission is like exactly right. Russians never have known for steroid abuse. 35 people here. Like the stream, please, guys. Please like the stream. Help us get some motion. If we want to get that Bryce Mitchell interview, we need to get some more subscribers. So please like the stream. You boys' effort on liking the streams and commentating on all the videos, commenting on all the videos and being here every single day and watching the chat wheel go nuts like this is really helping the channel. We just ticked over to 4,000 subscribers. We're already on 4,300 subscribers. So I want to thank you guys very much for all the effort you guys put in on the channel. Please do like the stream. When JDM faces Prates, we're going to be enemies. I hope you know I still love both you and Jack. Well, thank you, Loyalty Business. But yes, I feel like it's going to be Australia versus the world on that fight, brother. Australia versus the world. But, Evlo is always ripped as shit. Makes me feel fat. Doesn't he make you feel fat? But you have to admit, there are injection marks on him. Pablo is the car P for P, and Pabro is the Indian one. Exactly. Super Shotgun's a hater. Nah, Super Shotgun's a good dude. Pablo is the OG. Pabro is the new guy. Yeah, Pablo is the OG, but Pablo does pop in every now and then during the streams. He's got a car in his profile picture. Eric, I get it. I'm an idiot. Do you have Ikram or Bruno? Ooh. I kind of wanted to go with Ikram. I'm less scared off, mate. Dougie, I'm 5 minutes behind. Can you shut up for a second? No, Chris. We must cover the Sam Patterson news. We must cover the Sam Patterson news. Right. Sam Patterson. I didn't know this. I saw it today. I'm sorry if you did already know this. I didn't know this. This was news to me. And it makes the Sam Patterson pick look even craftier. MVP says that his opponent, Sam Patterson, was his main sparring partner in his fight weeks for the Kevin Holland and Ian Gary and share of bullet fights. They have worked together before. That means Sam Patterson knows MVP's style like the back of his hand. 3 long camps together, whereas the main sparring partner, 2, 3, 4 sparring sessions a week, where Sam Patterson is the one that is in there against MVP. Do you know what that means? That means the shock and awe and the bouncy style that confuses people so much is not going to be there for Sam Patterson. Very, very scary news to all the people that have MVP as their lock. I don't mind switching over picks and picking MVP. Switching picks and picking Sam Patterson, though. I did not know that they were such good training partners. Ayman Zahabi should visit Iran just to mindfuck Sean O'Malley. I mean, why not? He wouldn't expect that at all, would he? Just goes to Iran, checks out the weather, see how the bombs are going. Crisp, I'm not reading that. I don't know what it means. You don't get a bunch of acne from being lean. I know I've been lean and did not have that problem. I've had those same marks when I was cutting, never done a drug in my life. Fair enough. Well, I have done steroids and I've never had those marks on my body, even when I was lean. Dude, imagine if he gets on the roids. I think he is on the roids. Mobzar lives in a hot air balloon during camp, so he can't get tested. I'm always moving, brother. I'm always in the air, brother. Can't test me, brother. I'm always moving, brother. Brother, I must know the Sam Patterson news. There you go. That was the Sam Patterson news. I thought it was going to be some big news, brother. I knew that. Like I said, I apologized earlier if you guys did know that. I didn't know that. So I apologized before I showed you the news. I didn't know that. Not outrulling it could be roids, but I've seen the marks before from other roid heads, perhaps. He claims he looks that way because he doesn't eat sugar. Evloev doesn't train with the Daggies, though. No, but he is from that region. He is from that region. Even if it was nothing to do with the Dagestanis, he does live in that region where it is a lot harder to do testing. I believe he's only been tested once this year. Dougie hit 13% body fat and calls that super lean. I was pretty fucking shredded, man. I was pretty fucking shredded. Be right back. Skipping sugar in my tea and looking like Evloev. Mate, I'm not going to eat a fucking drop of sugar and I'll be that shredded. I mean, I didn't have spots all over my body. I didn't have fucking spots everywhere. I was ripped and didn't have fucking spots all over my abs. My abs were fine. Wasn't all fucking spotty. So, and I've done steroids, and I didn't have fucking spots everywhere. Alright, where am I up to? Masvidal is Askren getting baptized. Just caught me... Masvidal and Askren getting baptized just caught me way off guard. Out of everyone, Askren and Masvidal, stuff like this, I cannot explain from an atheist standpoint. Did they get baptized together? I don't know what you're talking about, Cayman. Can you zoom in on the injection points you're talking about? You're not pointing at them. Sure, Eric. Sure I can, mate. Let's have a look at the injection points that I'm talking about. Those dots all over his body. All over his stomach. There. I don't know if you're that right. There. You know what? Let's do it like this. Let's do it like this. Let's do it like this. Tools. Draw. There. 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 There, he's got lumps. There, he's got lumps. There, there, there. All right, let me read some chats. Sorry, I'm so far behind. Just how bad is Mike Malott versus Gilbert Burns as a main event? That's a terrible, terrible, terrible main event, Super Shotgun. Terrible main event. Cybercop, do you remember me? I still don't know. I started watching halfway through last year and I was still at 0% of all viewers. You guys are slack. You're a top viewer in here, Justin Kennedy. I like the stream for you. Thank you, Mate Rocket. I can't believe so many people are picking Sam Patterson to the point where I'm thinking about it. Even Bedtime and MMA Expert, I've never seen or heard of this dude. He's on a 4-fight knockout streak, Cayman. You'll definitely know of him. UFC have been trying to sabotage MVP since day one. It's so weird. I don't know why they signed him because they clearly don't like him. Just to have him inside their umbrella of fighters. I thought it was going to be some big news. I don't like this. Sorry about that. This is something I don't trust about the Patterson name. Well, he does train with MVP. Crafty matchmaking by the UFC. Very crafty matchmaking by the UFC. MVP is going to spark him. Don't do this. I think I'm going to be picking Sam Patterson. Did you do steroids? If so, which one? I did one cycle of a shredding steroid called Winstrol. Sparring and fights are not the same. That is true, but at least you get to know his movements. Dougie, who are you picking? Evloev versus Murphy? I'm going to be picking Evloev. They always make Brazilians fight Brazilians. They're making two dudes from Great Britain fight each other. They rarely ever make Russians fight Russians. That's because Russians don't take the fights. They treat each other like a brotherhood. Also, there could be peptide injections. HGH perhaps doesn't show up on drug tests. True, it could be injections of any sorts. I'm Russian and I don't appreciate all the Russian hate. We're not hating. We're just pointing out that he could be on steroids. What are your thoughts on Jock possibly being broke? I don't know what you're saying. Where is Yair the Bum? He got called out against by Vallejos and is still radio silent while squatting at number 4. I don't know. He said he had a broken hand in October of last year. The hand should be held up. AI generated image. Dougie with his grinder pick. 17% body fat. Ain't no way Dougie got a jock strap. That was a weight belt. Was that on steroids? That was not on steroids. Look at Mobzar's old photos. He had those same marks, but it's not as noticeable. Maybe he has been injecting for a long time. BBC Junior. Dougie doing a corner pick. You look like a gay liberal. I'm the only one that has 7 beers tonight instead of 9, so I can look like Evulov. Only have 7 beers, mate. Make sure they're low sugar beers. Love handles. No love handles. The great Mobzar would never touch a roid. Bullshit. I was ripped. Shows us a malnourished picture. I mean, I literally had abs. I was ripped. Dougie was shredded for an Indian, aka 17% body fat. MVP is an old decision merchant, can crusher, jumping weight classes. Patterson is a young up-and-comer with a 93% finish rate that already knows how MVP fights with round 2. It's a crafty pick of the week. I have caught back up. I do think Sam Patterson is a crafty pick, Big Jim. And I think I'm going to be riding with you guys in Sam Patterson. Dougie, I know a natty when I see one, and you are no Russian. Yes, it was a shredding steroid called Winstrol, but that wasn't when I was on it. That one I was just doing intermittent fasting. Russians are not known for cheating. They literally are. Their entire team has been banned. That's a great tweaker photo of you, Dougie. Thank you, MMA John. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you so much, Cheddarhead, for the 10 gifted memberships. I really appreciate that, Cheddarhead. Thank you so much, dude. That's a lot of money, brother. Thank you so much for the $15. You're giving me like $15 a day for the last 30 days in a row, bro. Thank you so much, Cheddarhead. I really appreciate that, man. You're a good man, Cheddarhead. You're good man, bro. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you. I was shredded. Shows us a Jewish camp survivor. Oh, my God. Shows as a Jewish camp survivor. You motherfuckers. If you were on roids, you didn't get the marks. Does that mean he's not on it? Well, I was just squirting them into the back of my throat. Dougie committed that he's just an excuse to look at Muslim abs. No. Catch up, I asked this 20 minutes ago. Could those marks not just be scars? I mean, do we really think... Hang on a second. Does this one here really look like a scar to you? That one right there, the bright red mark, does that really look like a scar to you? And that looks like swelling from an injection spot right there. And that one looks like a scar from... That one looks like a current injection spot. That one looks like an old injection spot. And that one looks like an old injection spot as well. Bro, you usually inject in the anus of the shoulder, not in the stomach, but you can inject into the stomach. Gilbert Burns is the new Anthony Smith. No, Gilbert Burns doesn't quit that easily. Those so-called injection spots are just where the pee... What have you... have you farted in front of our girlfriend? Yes, trust, brother. They're freckles, brother. Dude, this one with the circle around it is not a freckle. Dougie beats dyslexia when he reads fast. It's true. It is true. I think you've just discovered the cure to dyslexia. Yeah, just fucking punch through it. Those are the marks. Those are the marks when you sleep with... your 15-year-old cousin, Eric. Stop it. I'm picking Sam Patterson because I trust the hearsay on this one. Nice one, Cayman. Welcome to the dark side. I should know I have the same ones. Disgusting. Martin Burkett was the OG of intermittent fasting. True. Pocket change. Dude, there's huge news from the MMA world. There is, Crisp. I know. I remember the first Lean Gains website. I don't remember that one. I have no idea what you're talking about. If I ever get a mid-roll ad on stream again, all you have to do is download the Brave browser, you lazy bastard. You sent it on Instagram. Let's have a look at Instagram at the big fight news. What is the big fight news? Let's go to Instagram. What is the big fight news, brother? Instagram messages. You're an idiot. You just said the same thing again. I remember seeing a close-up of Marty Juiceman back in a video, and it was covered in acne. Yes. Bro just banned me. I never ban you, Eric. When did being shredded make you a better fighter? It doesn't. It just, he's on steroids. It could be on EPO. Can I also convince you to make the correct crafty pick of Nathaniel Wood? You might be making the Nathaniel Wood pick, actually, mate. Use that picture on your thumbnails. No. You should see the injection on the arse area. So you should stick to injecting it on the arse area so people don't see. I agree. Do we really think it was Noob Cake that asked? Take it easy on it. True. Dougie, do you know about the rumors that Mobzar might be out of the fight in London? It's covered in the Sun in the UK. No, that was because he didn't get his passport, but he has got his passport now, so he will be fighting at the London event. You can inject into the abdomen if you're using smaller syringes, using smaller controlled dosages, actually, which will get you past USADA. It will get you past testing if you do that. Just by the way, chat. Yeah, so, that is one way to get around it. That is one way to get around it, chat. Boom. Was shredded. Fuck you. Eat a dick. Fuck you, chat. Was shredded. Go fuck yourselves. Was absolutely fucking shredded. Fuck you. Eat a dick. Wasn't a malnourished Auschwitz victim. Was actually jacked as fuck. Fuck you, chat. You wish for once in your lives you'd look like that. Go fuck yourselves, chat. Eat a giant dick. What are the stats? Was is the keyword. We're getting back there. We will get back there. What am I up to? What are the stats about the whites? But I don't know, my master. Rogan influenced kettlebells. Definitely was back on the Misks posting in Ziz threads back in 2011. That wasn't 2011, actually. That wasn't 2011. Training partner or not, MVP masterclass incoming. I don't think it'll be a masterclass, Alex. You got to discern between the gimme picks and the crafty picks. Mozart is a gimme pick. I guess Patterson is a crafty pick. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you got to pick an underdog somewhere. You got to. So why not a Sam Patterson underdog? Injection points or not, most gym bros that do roids are obese. Like Eric. True, like Eric. It's like they're not even trying to hide it. I mean, just look at the bloke's physique, for fuck's sake. He's got that physique, and he has got roid injection spots on him. Have you ever heard of John Wayne? Never. As Joe would say, he's juicy. Welcome to the crafty side. We're on the crafty side of the picks this week. A great breast, unfortunately. I'm not on any PEDs. I don't know what that's saying. When are you going to cut again? Next time, keep your shirt on though. Better off frame mogging. I might do a little cut for Europe. I might do a mid-Europe cut since I'm going to be in Europe in summer. I wish I was a moderator. I'd keep the chat safe. No, you wouldn't. If you look at Chiwiwi's face, his mum was definitely on something. True. Was the key word. Why are you showing us Gronk Premium doing wonders? Alright. I forgot about Ziz. Ziz was good. We're all gonna make it, bros. I like the Roy Nelson and have more KOs than a shredded Dougie. Alright. Muscles look more squishy than still. There's just no pleasing the chat. There is no pleasing the chat. Well done, Dougie. That's pretty jacked, but it's easier when you're 5'3". I'm not. I'm 6 foot. I'm 6 foot. People don't know how goated that misc was. Yes, that is very, very true, man. I'm picking Sutherland for my underdog. Nice one, Crisp. You got to pick one or two. Still no abs. I had abs. I had abs, dickhead. I had abs. I was shredded one ab. I had abs, you fucker. I had abs, dickhead. I had many, many goated abs. I had a whole pack of abs. An entire packet of abs, mate. A 6-packet of abs. A whole packet of fucking abs. Fuck you. Fuck you. A whole packet of abs. The old I'm 6 foot cove. I am 6 foot. I'm 178 centimeters. That's about 6 foot. Where am I up to in the chat? Remember when Dougie asked his brother to put a shirt on because he was mogging him? It was a joke. That was a bit for the stream. Thank you. Nah, power to you, fella. Good effort. Thank you, Paul. Dougie was Indian shredded. We're hating on you. We're hating you. Were definitely shredded. I know I was. 2-pack. Ab is the singular version of abs. Dougie is definitely 5'11". Yeah, I'm definitely 5'11". I think 178 is 5'11". Right, let's get back to the news. Enough staring at my god tier physique before fucking Clavicular even knew what was what. Let's go and look at Gene Silva. Suggesting that he is going to be fighting Alexander Volkanovski next. Let's go and have a look at Gene Silva, suggesting he's going to be fighting Alexander Volkanovski next.
Na história quando...
Vamos para mais um?
Mano, a gente vem viajar com...
Oh, he's speaking Portuguese. He says, I got an invite, just in case someone's listening to this and not watching this. He says, I got an invite from Hunter and Dana. To watch the fight, Evloev versus Leroy Murphy, up close, really close, cage side, and then sign the contract for the belt. This is going to be the biggest promotion people have ever seen in the history of the UFC when I sign that contract. Now, here's what I think. We know that Gene Silva is completely autistic and doesn't have a very clear grip on reality. We know this for a fact. Even if it is going to be Gene Silva versus Alexander Volkanovski for the belt, it's not going to be the biggest promotion the UFC has ever done in history. They did 4 world tours for Conor McGregor versus Jose Aldo. They're not doing 4 world tours for you, Gene Silva. Now, why do I think they are flying Gene Silva all the way out there? Because I believe if Movsar Evloev beats Leroy Murphy, bruh, and I do think Movsar Evloev is going to beat Leroy Murphy, bruh, they will offer Gene Silva the title fight immediately. If Leroy Murphy, bruh, beats Movsar Evloev, Hunter Campbell will say to him, you can fight for the belt against Alexander Volkanovski at International Fight Week in the co-main event, giving Leroy Murphy a short notice fight that he is most likely going to lose. And if Leroy Murphy says no to that fight, then they will give it to Gene Silva. They are flying Gene Silva out, not to sign him up to fight Alexander Volkanovski, but not to not sign him up to fight Alexander Volkanovski. He is their insurance policy. He's their insurance policy. They are going to decide International Fight Week's co-main event, which I believe will be Alexander Volkanovski versus either Leroy Murphy or Gene Silva immediately after the London card. And if either of them say no, they'll just slide in Gene Silva. Sorry, if Leroy Murphy says no, they will just slide in Gene Silva. And if Movsar Evloev wins, they will simply ignore him and slide in Gene Silva instead. I think that's what they are setting up. That is why they're sending Gene Silva out there. I don't think Gene Silva is getting set up to fight for the belt straight away. Where are the rumors of Silva versus Volk? There you go, Kevin Malone. You got to the stream at just the perfect child. There you are. Would you rather have the physique of Aspen Lad or an African child? An African child every single day. Dougie, after 2 weeks in India, after I got back from India, when Dougie sits down and counts his rolls, he claims that they are abs. Shredded Dougie could take down Armin easily. Dougie fears wide and broad shoulders. I have wide and broad shoulders. Wide and broad. 178 is 5'7". It's not. The last time Dougie was shredded was the last time I was broke like Jock. Why is everyone saying Jock is broke? What has happened to Jock? All the girls in the chat have been very quiet since Dougie posted those, but shut up, Paul. We already know Mobzar versus Murphy is the title eliminator. The UFC lies. They lie. Remember when Bilal Muhammad was a title eliminator and then they gave it to Colby? They fucking lie. 5'7" is above average, though. I'm not 5'7", I'm 6 foot. Hunter Campbell is in charge now, so I could see that happening. Yep. Gene loses by round 3. I don't know. That fight does scare me. Dougie shredded like Jason Guneva. Exactly, shred-maxed. Fair point, never mind. There you go, Jimmy. That's actually hilarious. Imagine right after the Evloev-Murphy fight, they rush Volk and Gene Silva into the cage to face off, while Evloev and Murphy stand in the corner like absolute cucks. I think that is what is happening. I don't think Volk is going to London, but essentially a virtual scenario of that, Mr. C. I'm 155 centimeters. Nice one, Meat Rocket. Murphy loses no matter how long the camp to Alexander Volkanovski. Well, maybe they could be doing it for Mobzar as well, like saying Mobzar will give you the title shot, but it is going to be on short notice. Not sure, but that is the setup. Yair is the most deserving contender. Honestly, end your life immediately. Classic Hunter Campbell and his Weasley moves. That's what I think it is as well. Any fighter who talks in some public random interaction, giving news like this, they are getting offered a certain opponent. It never goes through, just fighters trying to manifest it. Well, he is obviously in the airport on the way to London. But you are correct, Kevin, and especially when it comes to fighters like Gene Silva, who are very obviously autistic and live in their own special reality. Evloev versus Murphy does reek of Edwards versus Usman too, doesn't it? This is too much. Just give the title shot to Diego Lopez. You know what? Just give it to Diego Lopez again. I agree. At least if you're Aspen Land, you never fell off a building or a cliff, you can float down and save your life. He's got the body of a flying fox. Do you like Pat Barry? No. Dana is no liar. Dana lies every day. Noobcake hasn't sent one message since Dougie showed that shut up. BBC Junior gets it, dude. I don't know what fuck Jock on P like Vic. What has Jock done? Why is everyone angry at Jock? Jock was in the Discord today having a great time. What has happened since this morning? Right, there was other news that we were meant to get to. What have I covered? Have I covered everything? Have we done everything for the stream? Is the stream over? Have we done everything that we were meant to do on the stream? Like the stream, Gene Silva title shot, Mobzar is on steroids, Sam Patterson was MVP's training partner, and Robert Whittaker's next fight. We've done everything. We've covered all the news and early chat. And early chat as well. We've covered all the news and we've covered it early. That's great stuff, chat. Let's just go and watch some fighter breakdowns, shall we? Let's go watch some fight breakdowns and see if we can pick up any gems from studying some tape. Excellent stuff. Let me read some chats. Eric is an offensive username. It is an offensive. No, he's a therapist. He's here to help people. No lie, Doug. You remind me of a 42-year-old Doug. I'm 36, thank you. Send me back to the golden era when Usman reigned supreme and Masvidal was gifted title shots. Ah, the good old days. She says lol, but she doesn't. Shut up, Eric. I'll send it over. If Aspenlav ever gets cut from the UFC, he'll start a new career as one of those parachutes that stops drag racing cars. Oh my god. Dougie, are you picking Evloev or Murphy? Everyone is going to be picking Evloev. Everyone should be picking Evloev. I get the feeling Jock has trolled BBC Junior. I don't know what Jock has done. The real question is, who does Yair leapfrog for no reason at all? Probably Mobzar Evloev told. New people in the chat today. New people. Welcome, new people. How are we? Welcome to Dougie's Corner. Thank you for subscribing. I assume you have, and I assume you've liked the stream as well. I was born in 1989. Good for you, Meat Rocket. I'm hoping they don't book Drickus versus Nazardine next, because Imavov will win his next fight, and then we'll ruin the Strickland Duplessis trilogy. Do we really need it? I guess we do. We don't need... Well, you could actually argue a Strickland versus Duplessis trilogy, purely on the basis that the first one was still very controversial, and the second one, apparently Sean Strickland had a broken shoulder going into that fight, and that's why he didn't fight the way that he usually does. That's the excuse. I don't know if anyone believes that excuse, but that is the excuse. And you see how angry the UFC get at people when they don't go ahead with the main event. And that's why Sean Strickland chose to still go ahead with the main event, because he knows with the UFC, you're not allowed to pull out a fight. So, yeah, Dricus versus Sean Strickland 3. Interesting thought, man. 42 looks good on you, Dougie. He looks like he could be 40. All right, thank you. Good night, Kevin. Thank you for stopping in, man. I appreciate you, dude. Dricus will beat whoever's next and get that Sean Strickland fight. Oh, do you think Dricus can beat Nassourdine Imavov, though, dude? Diego Lopez will be the new Gane with unlimited title fights? Yes, essentially. Putting Imavov in a title fight would not move the needle one bit. That's why they have to do Dricus. Yeah, I think they've proven that no one cares about Nassourdine Imavov. You know, usually when something like this happens, you've got people up in arms and complaining, oh, Nassourdine Imavov is the #1 contender. It should go to Nassourdine Imavov. I haven't seen one video, not one video complaining about Sean Strickland versus Khamzat Chimaev. There's usually the whole Khamzat Chimaev and Sean Strickland is a joke. But no one has made that video. No one is in Nassourdine's corner. Not even like a French... Is there even a French MMA YouTuber? The only fight I'm waiting for is Tony's next title defense. That's the only one that matters. Misfits boxing, baby. Gane can't keep getting away with it. I felt like this with Jesse Pickman. Imagine if those useless judges just did their jobs with the Volkov fight. Tom wouldn't be blind and will be on his third defense already. It's a bloody disgrace. I know. We'd be seeing Tom Aspinall versus Alex Pereira at the White House. Could you imagine? Could you imagine having that much fun? Imavov is actually extremely retarded. Like, he knows Sean Strickland is in his division and he's still so dull that he doesn't promote himself. He doesn't deserve jack shit. I mean, in the WWE way of booking title shots, for sure. But, you know, he did sleep Israel Adesanya, so you do kind of deserve something for that. The only underdog on the card I trust is Carolina, but I think she just moved to the favorite. Oh, god damn. Where is Nacho? He popped in and he left. He's probably taking his daughter to karate. Sean makes the press conference worth watching. He does, but the question is, will Paramount turn off the underdog? Turn off the microphone. Paramount turn off Sean Strickland's microphone. Dougie, I've had a great idea. Since you're in love with Bisping, you should send a video question to the BYM to promote the channel. That's a great idea. What question should we ask Michael Bisping? Mitch is right. No one cares about Imavov. That's true. Who is the crafty underdog? Sam Patterson is your crafty underdog of the week. I hope Gane pokes Pereira in one round and ruins the White House main event. It would be hilarious and exactly what the UFC deserves. Imagine the shit show and the comedy. Yeah, then I wonder... Would people blame Alex Pereira if Cyril Gane pokes him in the eye? Is this going to be Alex Pereira's fault? Is Alex Pereira suddenly going to turn into a quitter? Is Alex Pereira going to be looking for the easy way out? Yeah, when Cyril Gane inevitably pokes him in the eye. It all makes sense, trust Dougie. It's time you understand the legend of 42, Doug and John. I don't know what is going on. It's in the DMs. No, I'm not checking your DMs live on the stream again, Crisp. You waste time. If they did it before, they'll do it again. Exactly right, Noob Cake. Strickland should come out with a goat at the press conference. Imagine if Sean Strickland tries to bring a live goat onto the stage. All right, hold on, you guys. This isn't his wife. Hold on, you guys. Oh, my God. That would be goated. Yes. Most people believe, 13 people believe that they will turn off Sean Strickland's microphone. Insane. I thought Joey was a nobody. Can you imagine my face when I checked his channel and saw that almost 50k subs? I was going to ask if he made a video calling out Islam for the fake injury. No, funnily enough, he didn't mention the fake injury at all. But yes, there are a lot of Muslims in the world. Ask him what it's like being a grown man with one eye. I give him the old grown man question. See you, mate, Rocket. Love you too. I back, man. I back. Alex won't quit. Tom didn't quit. No, trust me, please. I won't lead you astray. Alex will fight through an eye poke. He isn't British. Tom would have as well if he wasn't blinded. Where is Abdul Abdallah Bloody Zizi? We got rid of him, mate. You could ask Bisping if his wife has ever kissed the empty eye. You could ask... Bisping's wife has ever kissed the empty eye hole. That's disgusting. Notice how Aspinall has stopped posting his eye updates. The haters are already demanding updates. When he posts updates, they said he was milking it, and the losers can't make their mind up. I know, Shotgun. Like, before it, I was saying everyone will be happy with a doctor's certificate. We got us a doctor's certificate. We got a video of the surgery. We had everything about the surgery. Haters absolutely hated it. Now he's gone radio silent because his manager, Eddie Hearn, has told him to go radio silent. And haters are now hating that he's gone radio silent. Like, Tom Aspinall is just hated by MMA fans because Cyril Gane ripped his eyes out. He made a video saying the Islam injury... he made a video saying they're fake. He made a video, so he didn't say... But Islam's team is the one that turned down the fight to the UFC. So, there was two people that turned down the fight. They both turned down the fight. Ilia Topuria turned down the fight by pricing himself out of it. He quoted himself out of the job. But Islam Makhachev's team also turned down the fight because they said Islam Makhachev had a hand injury. So Hunter Campbell got a no from both of them. And then Islam Makhachev made a video of him shooting a shotgun. So is Joey just going to ignore that? MMA Joey is stewing that he has no more material. Yeah, he is floundering, and it's great to see. It's not MMA fans, it's strictly John Jones fans who are butthurt that he ran their goat out of the sport with his tail between his legs. Make no mistake. That is very, very true. Very, very true. God, there's no interesting fights to break down on this. Are there any interesting fights to look for footage on tomorrow's card? Tapology UFC. What is the next, like, interesting fight where you're like, oh, we could really break down some footage here? Like, no one wants to watch Movsar Evloev versus Lerone Murphy. No one wants to watch that. Yeah, there's nothing on that channel about it. Yeah. He hasn't made a single video on Movsar Evloev. That's fair. Like, why would you? Well, honestly, why would you? MVP, we all know. Sam Patterson. Sam Patterson. Ewo versus Austin Lane. Oh my god. Why is Austin Lane even still in the UFC? That's the question. Sam Patterson, nothing. What's next week's card? What's next week's? Joe Pyfer versus Israel Adesanya. Angry old Joe Pyfer. Now we're talking, boys. Old angry Joe Pyfer. Nothing on Joe Pyfer. Joe Pyfer. Fucking Joe Pyfer next week. Oh my god, dude. Oh, what is this UFC, mate? You had to ask a question for him and Felder. I won't let you leave my Pookie boy Felder out. How does it feel to be one of the best fighters in the world, Paul Felder? How does it feel to be one of the most underrated fighters in the UFC, Paul Felder? I just read the thumbnail. I didn't watch the video. I just read the thumbnail. I didn't watch the video. Oh, today's video on Sean Strickland versus Hamzat Chimaev. It was a good video. It was a good video. They will never forget him for that. True. MMA Joey hasn't seen his dick in... Oh, you're talking about the MMA Joey video. Yeah, I don't blame you for not watching the MMA Joey video. His voice is very hard to listen to. MMA Joey hasn't seen his dick in years. I don't think MMA Joey has a penis. I was trying to think of something funny, but no offense if you actually asked it. No, that is funny. Like, the dick and sucking the eye hole is fucking hilarious. Am I right, Justin? I don't know what you're talking about. Truth Nuke from Shotgun. I mean, it's good that we ran John Jones out of the sport. We don't need to forgive him for that. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I picked Pico versus Murphy. I picked Pico versus Murphy. You picked Pico versus Lerone Murphy, bruh. Breakdown Jock versus... I don't know what that is. Of all the London cards last few years, this is pretty fucking mild. Fits right in with the Paramount era. Yeah, I get why people were like, this London card sucks. I think it's a good card, but I guess if you do compare it to every other London card that we've had, this one is a little slow. Justin, that's antiseptic, bro. I've played way too much UFC 5, like way too much. My favorite fighter across the whole game is Magomed Ankalaev. Nasty pocket boxing. There's no way Magomed Ankalaev is your favorite fighter across the entire game. The rest are just nobodies. Piper is going to crash his F-250 through a Caribbean grocery store after this KO loss. Izzy ain't KOing anyone. Izzy hasn't KO'd anyone in like 10 years. Super shotgun is because Eddie Hearn will have told him to stop losing to the people. Yes, Eddie Hearn will have told him to just shut up. I just read the Joey video thumbnail. Oh, yeah, don't listen to Joey's videos. They're terrible. I mean, I do sometimes to get a nice rage boner, but yeah, you shouldn't do it. I've changed my pick from Izzy to Piper. He's become Christian and seems to have mellowed out and become self-aware that he is a douche. New mythical fighter unlocked, self-aware Joe Piper. New mythical fighter unlocked, self-aware Joe Piper. What about Sam Patterson? Is there anything... Joe Piper. But, like, what is that? Like, there's no breakdown for Joe Piper. There really isn't. Like, Joe Piper is just, like, a marauding 1-2 down the center. He's just a marching in 1-2 down the... Joe Piper striking breakdown. There's no breakdown for Joe Piper. Nothing. Joe Piper highlights and breakdown. There's nothing here, mate. It's literally just... Even when his guard was all the way up and his elbows are flared out, opening to be more prominent with someone like the eyes like Piper. It's so basic. Reaches around into the opening. Piper loads and swings. Yeah, it's... And steps into an overhand. It's just big meaty hooks. There's no like... What are we doing here? What is this like technical breakdown of Joe Piper? He just stands there throwing big meaty hooks. He can see the side of his head. Like, what are we breaking down here? What are we looking at? There's no technical finesse to this. There's no finesse to this at all. The UFC is doing my boy Dariush dirty. The old must be fed to the young. It's the way that it works. Bro, use Anchor Live. He's sick, man. Dariush is dirty. Oh, right. Piper is getting head kicked. Yeah, he might actually get straight up head kicked. Eddie Hearn told Aspinall if he's going to sign him, he has to stop lying to the... Aspinall doesn't lie to people. He was assaulted by Cyril Gahn. Bodycam Piper got rid of his hair even though he got a hair transplant. That's just the kind of guy Joe Piper is. UFC sucks, man. I hate it. Yeah, I mean, we're just waiting. We're in a holding period. Piper lost to Mexican food, but Israel Adesanya. I mean, who's ever eaten Israeli food? You know, there is no such thing as Israeli food. Piper looked like shit against Gastelum. He did. That third round was shit. Piper versus Hermanson, how Izzy could exploit his weaknesses. Yeah, that's right. Hermanson was able to just keep it at range and not play Piper's game. Sam Patterson's nickname is The Future, but I think it should be The Future. I've been enjoying my weekends with my family, but man, the last pay-per-view was such a disappointment. I know, Eric, it was honestly, it was terrible, that last one. The Apex card was better, which should tell you about the state of the UFC right now. Can we do a poll for Izzy versus Piper? Sure. Of course we can. Of course we can. Who will win? Israel Adesanya. Joe Piper. Izzy is going to fuck Piper up badly? Yes, he really, really is, man. I find Piper and Izzy a fascinating fight. It's a weird one to pick. It's a weird one to think about, isn't it? Because obviously Izzy is far more skilled than Joe Piper. Like, that shouldn't even be questionable. It's just, has Izzy still got the chin and the range control and the speed that he used to have? I don't think Izzy's going to allow Piper to just back him up to the cage with a simple 1-2. Piper is almost a soy version of Paulo Costa, who got KO'd by Adesanya. Piper is almost like a soy version of Paulo Costa. No, he isn't. Paulo Costa at least stays at range and throws a lot of kicks. He goes down, and then Joe Pyfer punches him. Oh my God! What a breakdown. What a crazy breakdown. Imagine, chat. He goes down, and then Joe Pyfer punches him. We're going to need a detailed moment-by-moment breakdown for this. Izzy is on his Anderson Silva downfall arc? Yeah, but even didn't Anderson end up beating Derek Brunson? Like, even Anderson beat Derek Brunson, you know? Like, no one's downfall is really that bad. Not that bad. Hairline is cooked. He went to Turkey. Bro, I didn't even go to Turkey. They gave me it for free. Did you know MVP tried to make a 51-year-old Crow Cop versus Ngambo? What a disgrace. I mean, they're just trying to get anything to sell. So, you know, it is what it is, man. Piper has power, but Izzy touched his dog. That is true. Izzy did touch his dog. I'm so mad that I sat through that. Let's all remind ourselves to hate Charles Oliveira. Do you think they're going to give Charles Oliveira Conor McGregor after what we just went through, boys? Do you really think they're going to do that? Give Charles Oliveira Conor McGregor. Israel Adesanya, 58% over Joe Pyfer, 42%. I am surprised it's that close. I really am. Will they give Charles Oliveira Conor McGregor after that boring fight? What do we reckon, chat? What do we reckon, chat-a-thon? Will they? Won't they? What say you, chat? Chat, what say you? What say you, chat? I hate Izzy, but if Piper sleeps him, I will be pissed. I don't know if Piper will sleep him, man. Dougie, I finished my picks for the first time on Tapology. I entered the picks. The prediction model said they were most likely. I entered the picks that the prediction model said were the most likely. All right, nice one, Mixed Martial Artist. Let's see how it works out, brother. Piper hits with so much more power than Costa. He does. That is very, very true. Izzy doesn't get laid any different, win or lose. He is on a flat rate. I mean, the dog doesn't know how to say no. That peanut butter always tastes good, boys. Always tastes good. Oh, hell no. 90% they're not going to give it to Charles Oliveira. Yeah, I agree. Paid, not laid. Yes, right. I'm with you. My profile photo describes exactly how I feel about Charles Oliveira. The chinning of Charles Oliveira. The remedy that we all needed. Yes. Conor will go after Oliveira's wife. It's true. Your wife's in me DMs. Your Brazilian wife's in me DMs, mate. Conor's not coming back. Conor might come back for International Fight Week. The UFC need a win. Conor will never take that fight. He doesn't even want to fight anymore. I think Conor does want to fight, actually. I think Conor's rearing for a fight. Conor will never fight again. I think he will. I think he will fight again. I think they really want him to fight at International Fight Week. Piper is a great underdog bet if he is an underdog. Is that the crafty upset? Fuck, I don't know. I don't know, Paul, man. That's insane, dude. Hasn't Paulo started kicking a lot in his recent fights like Kopylov? I thought he was more of a big meaty hooks guy back when he was undefeated. Yeah, he was a bit actually marauding in. Yeah, he wasn't so much big kicks. He has actually, I think actually, you know what, Mr. C? I'm sorry. I think it was the Izzy fight that caused him to like take a breath and actually start fighting from range. You know, very similar to what happened to Sergey Pavlovich after he ended up getting beaten by Tom Aspinall. He had 5 years to fight and he's done nothing. That's because the UFC are holding him up because he's not worth the money. They'd lose money on a Conor McGregor fight. I thought you knew this, Shotgun. I'd actually kind of love if Aldo came back. We finally got the rematch with Conor McGregor, but the weights are way too different. Now, yeah, Aldo couldn't make 170, and Conor is looking to come back at 170, so that ain't gonna happen, brother. That ain't gonna happen. It would be great, though, if we could actually see Conor McGregor versus Jose Aldo 2, the fight that always needed to happen. That would be awesome. Joe Pyfer and Bo Nickel are clones. It's true, I get them confused all the time, Chris. Hopefully they don't get me confused because one of them wants to kill me. It's easy to destroy people in this game with Ankalaev. I'm running through guys right now. You said that about Khamzat Chimaev last week, though, Mitch. What age do most fighters retire? Because Conor is 37. They usually retire around that age, Noob Cake. Conor wants to fight to end his contract. That's the thing. Conor needs to end his contract. Also, I found out today via Luke Thomas's tweets that the sunset clause is over. There is no longer a sunset clause in the UFC. Bo Nickel could be the most hated UFC fighter. No. Khamzat Chimaev exists. Ian Gary exists. He's not coming back. I think he will come back, Shotgun. I think he will come back. Define most fighters. Yep. Is there any easy fights for Conor McGregor? Yes. Michael Chandler. Michael Chiesa. No, Michael Chiesa would fuck him up. Michael Chandler. Beneil Dariush? Maybe? No, Michael Chandler. Ilya Tapiri has an opportunity to avenge the Spanish-American War at the White House. I didn't know there was a Spanish-American War. When did this happen? When did the Spanish and the Americans fight each other? Did the Americans lose as usual, except to say that they won, even though they ran away? Does Conor have 1 or 2 more fights left? He has 2 fights left on his contract. Wrap it up there. That's it. Wrap it up. Manny Moicano. Manny Moicano has the grappling, though, brother. The jiu-jitsu, the jiu-jitsu, you know. MVP is the JFL reincarnated. It actually is. Yes, it actually is. But with real money. Brother Khamzat will smash your boy, brother. Conor might come back for 1 or 2, depending on how good he does in the first one. But it's tough if he's going to remind himself that he doesn't need to do this anymore. Yes, but he wants to have fun fights in the BKFC, and he's not allowed to because the UFC are in control of his contract. I'm not surprised there's no sunset clause. Yep, they got rid of them. If he wins right away, he's going to ignore the minimal pain and think this shit is sweet. True, if he does win, he will be like G'd up and want to get back in there. That's it, boys. I'm out of here. Thank you all so much for joining me. I appreciate all of you. Best chat in all of MMA YouTube. Thank you, Cheddarhead, for the massive $15 donation. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. If you haven't seen today's video, check out today's video. It's an in-depth breakdown of Khamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland and why Sean Strickland has 0 chance at beating Khamzat Chimaev. I'll be back tomorrow for another video in the morning, hopefully. I don't really know what to make a video on tomorrow, so there might not be a video tomorrow morning, but I'll definitely be back tomorrow afternoon for the pick stream, where we will pick some crafty underdogs, 2 crafty underdogs, and the rest of them will be favorites. Which 2 crafty underdogs will we do? Lazy, literally not lazy, probably the hardest working MMA YouTuber out of all of them. Not even a joke. Shorts, streams, videos every single day, membership vlogs. Literally the best MMA YouTuber there is. Gaming stream tomorrow. No gaming stream tomorrow. We did a gaming stream yesterday. Maybe tomorrow morning if there's no video, we'll do a gaming stream. Maybe tomorrow morning. But we're not doing a fucking Five Nights at Freddy's early in the morning. Fuck that shit. But we'll see. Anyway, guys, that's it. I hope you have yourselves a great night if you're in America, a great day if you're in Europe, a great arvo if you're in Australia. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night wherever you guys are. Alright, goodbye everyone. Stay safe. Outlast is waiting. I'm literally waiting for you, Shotgun, to play Outlast. Subscribe to the bloody channel, mate. Sex stream. There'll never be a sex stream. Maybe one day there'll be a sex stream. See you guys. Goodbye.